Just when Camilla seemed to be gaining control, Princess Anne intervened and put a stop to it. Speculation is rife that Queen Camilla attempted a significant power play, but Anne wasn't willing to let it slide. What really went down inside the palace walls, and why has this sparked major tension? Let's break it down. The royal family is no stranger to internal disputes, but this one is sending tremors throughout Buckingham Palace, just when it looked like King Charles had secured a stable rule. A subtle yet formidable opposition emerged, spearheaded by none other than Princess Anne. Over the years, Camilla has steadily climbed to a position of prominence, earning public acceptance along the way, but insiders claim she may have pushed too far this time. Reports indicate Camilla attempted to expand her authority within the monarchy, making a bold move to amplify her influence. However, Anne, famous for her strong loyalty to royal traditions, was quick to intervene, shutting down Camilla's plan before it could gain momentum. But what exactly did Camilla attempt? And why was Anne so determined to halt it? This wasn't just a minor disagreement. It was a power battle with deep historical significance. To grasp why Anne stood firm, we must revisit Camilla's entry into the royal family and how her aspirations have intensified this ongoing tension. When Charles and Camilla wed in 2005, the palace carefully managed expectations. Camilla was titled Princess Consort instead of Queen, a compromise intended to honor public sentiment and respect the memory of Princess Diana. Yet, according to royal insiders, Camilla was never fully content with that title. Over time, whispers suggested Camilla had her eyes on the prestigious Queen Consort role. And when Charles ascended the throne, her ambitions were realized. Anne, however, reportedly felt this contradicted prior agreements. Known for her unwavering respect for tradition, Anne believed Camilla's title upgrade sent the wrong message to the public. The debate over Camilla's title wasn't merely symbolic, it signaled a larger issue. Anne reportedly saw this as an early warning that Camilla intended to exert more power than anticipated. This realization made Anne increasingly vigilant, prompting her to keep a close eye on Camilla's actions. Before long, Anne found herself in yet another confrontation with Camilla, this time over something far more personal. Unlike many royals, Anne has consistently treated her position as a responsibility rather than a privilege. While some have advocated modernizing the monarchy, Anne has held firm in her belief that tradition must prevail. Insiders claim Anne has long been wary of Camilla's growing influence. Some suggest Anne suspects Camilla has deliberately positioned herself as not just Charles' wife, but a significant figure in royal power dynamics. So when Camilla began taking on a more prominent role in royal matters, Anne reportedly acted swiftly behind the scenes. She allegedly leveraged her strong connections within the royal household to block Camilla from making key decisions. This wasn't driven by personal dislike, but by Anne's dedication to preserving the monarchy's stability. For Anne, the royal family is an institution that must remain steady and resistant to ambitious changes. To her, Camilla's rising profile threatened to disrupt that balance. This quiet struggle wasn't limited to palace walls. It played out in subtle public displays as well, from their differing public styles to their distinct approaches to royal duties. Anne is known for her practical and simple wardrobe, often repeating outfits from years past. To her, fashion is functional, not a statement. Camilla, by contrast, embraces designer fashion, expensive jewelry, and luxurious accessories. She understands the power of public image and uses style to reinforce her status. But sources suggest Anne wasn't impressed. Allegedly, she saw Camilla's lavish wardrobe choices as excessive and damaging to the royal image. To Anne, royalty is about service and restraint, not fashion statements. Every outfit, every accessory carries significance. And in her view, Camilla's extravagant choices clashed with the monarchy's traditionally conservative image. But was this really about fashion? Or was Anne subtly reinforcing that Camilla was still an outsider in the royal fold? The conflict wasn't just about appearances, it extended to their views on royal duties, which led to their biggest confrontation. Princess Anne is renowned for being one of the hardest working royals, dedicating herself to hundreds of events each year. To her, royal service is a full-time commitment. Camilla, while devoted in her own way, adopts a more selective approach, prioritizing fewer but high-profile causes. This difference reportedly created tension. Sources claim Anne believes every royal must share the workload equally, and she disapproved of Camilla's more relaxed schedule. Anne's stance is simple. If you carry a royal title, you commit fully. There's no room for selective engagement or convenience. This fundamental divide triggered ongoing clashes over how the monarchy should function. Perhaps most significantly, this tension culminated in one of Anne's boldest moves against Camilla, one that directly affected Camilla's access to power. When Camilla officially became queen consort, many assumed she would immediately gain full access to vital royal records, classified briefings, and sensitive government updates. As King Charles' wife, it seemed logical for her to be fully informed, but Princess Anne had other plans. According to insiders, Anne discreetly collaborated with key palace officials to restrict Camilla's access to these crucial discussions. This wasn't a solo effort. Sources claim Anne, alongside trusted palace aides and senior royals, ensured Camilla was kept out of major talks involving royal strategy and government affairs. But why? Those familiar with the situation say the reason was simple but startling. Anne reportedly didn't trust Camilla. Having spent her life immersed in royal duties, Anne knew how decisions were made, what information was shared, and most importantly, who deserved access to such knowledge. In her eyes, Camilla hadn't earned that privilege. Anne's maneuver sent shockwaves through the palace. Queen consorts had traditionally been fully involved in royal matters, privy to sensitive discussions and strategic decisions. Yet with Anne pulling the strings, Camilla found herself sidelined. This wasn't just about controlling documents, it was about limiting influence. By curbing Camilla's access to critical information, Anne effectively reduced her power within the monarchy. Without access to high-level briefings, Camilla's role became largely ceremonial, rather than strategic. Reports suggest this power move triggered heated disputes within the palace, with King Charles eventually forced to intervene. Camilla, understandably, was livid. Allegedly, she confronted palace officials, demanding answers about her exclusion from critical talks. As the king's wife, she believed she had a right to be involved, but Anne stood firm. According to insiders, Anne maintained that Camilla lacked the lifelong dedication and training required to hold such influence. In Anne's eyes, loyalty to the monarchy wasn't about marriage, it was about unwavering commitment to duty and tradition. And to Anne, Camilla had yet to prove that dedication. What intensified the drama was that Anne wasn't alone in her concerns. Reports claim other senior royals shared Anne's reservations, worried that giving Camilla unrestricted influence could destabilize the monarchy's balance of power. Ultimately, a compromise was reached. While Camilla was granted partial access to key documents, her involvement in sensitive matters remained limited. She was present in meetings but denied full access to confidential briefings. Meanwhile, Anne continued to monitor events closely, ensuring Camilla's role didn't expand beyond what she deemed appropriate. What's your take on this royal power play? Did Anne go too far, or was she justified in keeping Camilla's influence in check? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more royal insights.